Hey everybody, it's Peter from the Kia Hyundai channel. Welcome to our live video series. This is the 2022 Hyundai Santa Fe Preferred with the Trend package. It is a nice combination of features that makes this a really good value and kind of a sleeper in that just sort of, I wouldn't say luxury features, but just kind of a great mix of features that if I was buying the car, probably be the one I was going to buy. So we're going to go through this vehicle in detail in this video, including a lot of the safety features that I think are mentioned by title but are not explained in detail. So we're going to go through some of those features to try to make them make sense to you. And we're going to do all of that in this video starting at the 3-minute mark. We are actually live right now. And if you just want to get to that content, you can feel free to skip ahead if you want. In the meantime, I'll show you how to join us live if you want to. We'll talk about some news and some notes. And we will cover some. Hey, look, there's Mr. Tim. Mr. Tim's sneaking through. I got him on camera. Anyways, he's getting some lunch. So we're going to go cover everything here. So I don't know what I was saying at, but let's jump right in here and flip around to how to join us live. So you go to our YouTube page. This is what we look like. We've got a standard video here that's sort of a placeholder video for us. And if we refresh the page at exactly 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is what we're doing right now on a weekday, you'll see that live video there. You're going to click into the live video, see the little red tab there. Click into that and you will see an ad. Some of you are going to watch that ad, and I appreciate you. I am going to skip the ad. I'm going to run a real quick ad for the 3 dealers that support us. If you're in Ontario, you want to buy a car, just buy from us. We're clear, we're open, we're honest, we treat you like family, and there are 3 dealers that support us. Brantford Hyundai, Owen Sound Hyundai, and Brantford Kia, where we're filming today. So 3 dealers in Ontario. We can service you anywhere in Ontario. If you want to connect with me, there'll be a link in this description as soon as we're done being live. You can click that link, you can connect with me, and I will help you out and connect you with our team. Hello from the UK, and one of our regulars says, remember the keys? And when I read your comment, I looked down to see if I had the keys because I didn't remember getting them. So we do have the keys. All right, what's going on in the news and notes? Big thing in my world right now, and I know we're doing a Hyundai today, we're waiting for the EV6 to arrive. So if we're going to make a Hyundai reference to that, once I have an EV6 here, I will compare it to the Ioniq 5, and I will do my version of a comparison, not the stuff that you've seen already. So we'll do some different things with them just to sort of see some of those differences, try to answer some of your questions as well, and we'll do it live, so you can join in on that. Because I think those 2 vehicles are really going to be game changers. That platform underneath the EV6 and the Ioniq 5 is going to be the basis for many, many new cars for Kia and Hyundai. And we're going to get to know them, get to understand them. So that's the big thing, EV side of things. Other than that, inventory is still tight, but it might be surprisingly good on some cars. So keep in mind, keep in touch with us if you want cars. And yeah, place that order if you're interested, because getting in line matters right now. All right, 15 seconds to go, 10 seconds to go. Do me a favor, if you're a regular with us, hit the like button. And if you're not a regular with us and you just want me to earn your like, I'll earn it. But you got to commit to hitting it when I do earn it. All right, 3 minutes, here we go. Let's flip the camera around. This is 2022 Hyundai Santa Fe Preferred with the Trend package. Let's just look at what that really means for a split second here. We're going to go down to Hyundai Canada here. There we go. You are in the Preferred package, which is a lower mid-level trim, I guess, depending on how far you want to go. So we'll call it a lower mid-level trim, second trim there. And then you're going to add the Trend package. Now, this package on its own has the all-wheel drive, has dual-zone climate, has a lot of safety features, which we'll talk about, BlueLink, which we'll talk about. But when you select this and you go to a slow internet connection. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to select. Oh, sorry, we got to go to next down here. I know how to work it. I'm looking through my camera so like on the computer. You can make it a hybrid if you want, which is an expensive option, but, plug-in hybrid, which is an expensive option, but you do have some government rebates on that, $2,500 government rebate on that trim. Today, we don't have the hybrid, we just have the Trend package, and if you learn more about this Trend package, you will see it has a lot of really nice things. Panoramic sunroof, powered passenger seat, LED lighting, which all of these things we're going to look at. It's kind of a good value in my mind to get that Trend package in the Preferred. It's about $2,100 more, and I think it really makes this car. I don't see a strong reason to not get it, other than obviously pure affordability. But it is a fairly good value when you consider what you're getting. And that's what we're taking a look at today. So let's start key in hand, and I'm going to put it in my pocket in a second. This is your key. Very simple. Hyundai logo on the back. Remote start is really the only thing you're looking at. Everything else, you've seen these on every key fob for the past 20 years. But the remote start is now built into the key fob, and that's just a nice feature. You also have BlueLink, which is a cell phone app. You can start this car with a cell phone. You can control it, do many different things with the cell phone. It's just a good little app. I use it on my Hyundai Santa Cruz all the time, and it makes it helpful. So, love this car, and the color is amazing. What kind of blue is that? You know, it looks blue, but this is black. So let's just see if it has it listed up here. This is Twilight Black right there. So S3B Twilight black. It does certainly look blue, and this is my point. I had somebody ask me the other day, can you do a video showing the different colors of these vehicles? One, I don't have every vehicle in stock, and two, colors don't show up great on videos. So this gives you a representation, but yeah, it does look different on your screen than it would in person. One of the key things I want to focus on in this vehicle is some of the safety features. So while I mentioned BlueLink, BlueLink can be used for a lot of things, including tracking your vehicle. If it was ever stolen, you can track that vehicle, find out where it is. You can do various things like that and give the information to the police, of course. Don't go chase it yourself. You can do all kinds of things with it. You can make sure it's locked. And sometimes when we talk about safety features, just making sure your vehicle is locked at any point is also a nice feature. Or you can lock it remotely from your phone, those kind of things. There's so many things you can do, but let's talk inside. We'll start with the dash, and then we'll work our way outside to some of these safety features as we keep going. Inside, like we mentioned, power driver seat. This one is the Trend package, also has a power passenger seat. Thing with the Santa Fe over the Tucson, it is my butt feeling, and yes, I didn't say gut feeling, my butt feeling, that these are a little bit larger seats than in something like the Tucson or the Santa Cruz. I don't have any data to back that up. I just have seat of my pants these feel a little bit wider, just maybe more comfortable for some people. It's a different seat. I obviously own the Santa Cruz, which has the same seats as the Tucson. Excuse me. And I have the same, I have no problems being comfortable in that car, but I would say these ones might be more comfortable to a wider variety of people, especially if you're a little bit larger. That's just my guess. I can't promise that, so you can try it out for yourself. Let me flip the camera around. We're going to hit the push button start right over here. We're going to hit it twice without our foot on the brake, and that brings everything to life here. Nice digital display screen in the center. It is color, as you can see. We have low fuel, absolutely, and we're going to let that pass, and then you can see some of the display. So left side, tachometer, right side, speedometer. Kind of a nice little font in there. They do a lot of different fonts in Hyundai vehicles, and this is often, something like the Kia Stinger uses this font or a very similar font. It's kind of like an italicized number just a little bit, and it looks a little bit sportier, so I don't know, makes it a little bit interesting. It's the details that make things interesting, and sometimes people don't know why it looks interesting, but there we go. So in here, you have the lane follow assist type function. So again, lane keeping assist and lane follow assist, what you're seeing. We're going to talk about some of these safety features. We're going to spend a little bit extra time on this car on these safety features, just because I think they matter. I think you can see things like panoramic sunroof and understand how that is really nice. I think we can see things like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay being wireless on here, satellite radio being available in this car. You understand how those works, but I think understanding some of these safety features is going to be a nice thing to really make this car stand out as well. So we're going to go through some of those safety features like these in a second here. We're just going to take a quick overview here. Paddle shifters on the wheel here, not because you need a car that's especially sporty, but with this push button gear shift that you have down here, you don't have the option to take the handle down and toss it to the left and then tap it up and down individually, which is what you would have on any Hyundai or Kia vehicle with the traditional gear shift. I'm trying to zoom out here for a second, guys. Sorry about that. Well, maybe I can't. Hold on. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So normally when you have the traditional gear shift, you could switch manually just by the gear shift. Because it's push button, there's no way to do that, and that's why you have the paddle shifters. Little quick safety tip: if you've started downshifting, for instance, over here, and you want it to go back to an automatic transmission without waiting it out, if you just wait it out, it'll eventually go back. You can hold this down like that, to hold the plus side down, and that will bring it back to the full automatic transmission. So if you started downshifting, but you want it to go back into the manual, just hold, or back into the automatic, just hold this right side button down and it will do that for you. So pretty cool system there. All right, we'll take a quick look in here and we'll go to the all menus section, because there's your BlueLink. That's, again, another part of the system that controls mainly a cell phone app is what you're going to use that for. Voice memos you can leave. Quiet mode is newer-ish in this car, and I say newer-ish. Quiet mode, what it does is just pretty cool. It keeps the rear speakers off, so if you have people in the back that are maybe listening to their own music on their earbuds, or maybe they are trying to sleep or something like that, you can allow them to have no music back there and keep your music up here, so it's kind of nice. Valet mode is part of that, part of the BlueLink, excuse me. I know on my Santa Cruz, I have a list when I put in valet mode on my Santa Cruz of how fast and how far the person has driven when I have it in valet mode. And I can see that from my cell phone, which is kind of nice to have. I assume it's the same on the Santa Fe. There are always some differences between trim lines on some of the functionality of that BlueLink. But again, valet mode is in there. We'll do a demonstration of that someday as well. So not too crazy in here. If you do go into the stereo system here, you have, of course, satellite radio, which you can see. If we go to FM here, we're going to turn the volume down for a second. You also have the HD radio, which is kind of nice to have. So HD radio, AM, FM, and HD FM, of course. One of the things I do encourage you to do is use this little star button if you want to bring up your wireless Android and wireless Apple CarPlay. That will bring your navigation to the screen here through Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever you choose to use. And I like setting that up for that. You can use it for a bunch of different things, but that's what I like setting it for. Speaking of phones and stuff down here, Hyundai has this big space down here. If you are the kind of person who carries a purse around, you have two different chargers down there, a 12 volt and a USB, which are way in there. You can fit stuff down there. Really what you're going to do is you're probably going to put your phone right here. Now, in some cars, this is a wireless charger. On this car, it's not. It only has one cup holder here, but there's one buried right over there. And your USB cord can go right there, which of course can do that wired Android Auto Apple CarPlay. And you can run that through here because this doesn't quite touch. It stays open a little bit there. So you can run your cord through to here and have your phone charging right there beside you as a driver. Same as the Santa Cruz and the Tucson. You can drop the exact same style of armrest in here. There is a little container there. If you want to keep things in there, it is removable, but it clicks in place and stays in place. So you have that there. Oh, my light's turned off. Okay. Because it's a cloudy day, I'm going to quickly jump out, and then we're going to start talking safety stuff. Oh, I see why. I've got a car that's blocking my motion sensor light. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. So let's start talking safety features in this car and making sense of them. First thing is you have a blind spot detection warning. We used to use a different symbol. Now we have this symbol here. It is a red symbol instead of an orange symbol. When someone's in your blind spot, that's going to light up red. When you signal and they're there, it's going to start blinking and the car will beep. So you'll know right away. If you see it lit, don't signal. And, you know, again, if it's not lit, that doesn't mean that there's not a car there. But if it is lit, there is something there and avoid it. So in addition to just being a blind spot detection, it also has collision avoidance. And what that means is if a car starts turning into your lane and you're signaling out, it can see that. And not only can it warn you, if a collision is imminent, it's capable of braking the outside front wheel, which has the effect on your steering of turning you like this, pulling you back into the lane. So it can avoid a collision for you, and collision avoidance is a big step. In addition to that, so the way this works, let's just really clear this up for a second. The way that works is, that is not where you have a sensor. You have a sensor back here in the plastic area, and of course that can look back and it can see traffic behind you. So the other benefit of that sensor is if the car is parked, let's say I'm biking along or driving or coming up here and you're in the back seat and you want to get out. Well, you can have this system not only warn you, so it used to be safe exit warning. So in other words, the safe exit warning is set up to beep if I'm coming along here in my vehicle and you're about to open the door. It sees me coming and it can warn you. Now this vehicle has safe exit assist. Anything with assist is an active thing. It does something. It doesn't just warn you, it does something. So what this can do is it's capable of child locking the rear door. So as I'm coming by in my big truck beside you, you're not opening your door into traffic, your kids aren't jumping out into traffic. So that's a really good feature. Safe exit warning is the lower level version where it just beeps like, hey, look out, look out, look out. But the actual assist can lock this door, and you can child lock and unchild lock the doors. Remember how we used to have to open the door and flick a little switch in the door kind of thing? It was like in this area right here. Well, we don't have to do that anymore because on this car, you have an electronic window lock and door lock in the same button. So that will lock the windows at least, but I think it can also child lock your doors there as well if you set that up. So it just keeps you a little safer. And then in addition to that safe exit assist, the same radar sensor that is used for the blind spot detection and that safe exit assist is also used in reverse when you're backing up and I'm crossing your path this way. If I'm crossing your path, whether I'm driving, walking with a shopping cart, walking with a child with a stroller, it allows you to see me coming and it will beep at you and warn you. And I believe it's capable of stopping. I'll have to double check that last one. Some of the cars are capable of stopping. I have to check this trim line. But the idea is the same sensor is used for all kinds of different things, and it makes it really worthwhile to have this safety package on this car. So again, the real reason that this is a beneficial thing is when you're backing up, again, imagine my hand is a minivan and you're just backing up. You can't see from the driver's seat. You can't see me over here until you back up far enough. Well, by then you may be out in my path. So it will warn you as soon as this area can see left and right, it will warn you of things coming and crossing your path. And it will warn you using your backup camera, which I can't put this car in reverse with the push buttons unless I start the car. But what I can do is pull up the camera which will be that. It will normally have the backup lines like we always have when I start it up and put it in reverse, but this is again the camera, and you can see it's a very wide angle camera. If you look over here behind me, you can see, maybe you can't, there you go. You can see that door over there behind me. That is also over here. So it's a very wide angle camera. As you can see, it's very clear and easy to see. So very nice feature to have safety wise. Now, let's talk about some more safety. We have lane keep and lane follow assist. Lane keeping assist does exactly that. If it assists you, it can bounce you back in the lane markers once you touch the lane markers. That's pretty much always going to be on. If you signal, you can cross a lane marker. You can steer past it. It's not like it's like impossible to steer past, but it will just very gently nudge you back in the lane. Most people are going to drive with that on all the time. When you pay for that feature, why not use it? Lane follow assist is more precise. Again, because the car is capable of steering itself and because it's capable of seeing the lane markers and making decisions, when you have the lane markers left and right, it can center you in lane, and that's what this button does right here. It actually steers the car to keep you centered in the lane. Lane keeping assist only works above 60 kilometers an hour. This works at virtually any speed, and you can tell when it's working because see that little lane marker button or light right there? That will go green when lane keeping assist is active. And then this one is lane follow assist. When it's white, it's not actively steering the car. When it's green, it's capable of actively steering the car. It sounds like space age crazy stuff, but in reality, a lot of people, most people who I say try it for a week, and most people like using it. You'll find places where you want to turn it off. That makes sense. But you'll find many roads, especially on the highways, where you want to keep it on and help steer the car for you, and it makes it great. So lane follow assist, oh yeah, and lane follow assist is great in traffic too. Somebody's pointing out for me. Great point there. Really works well in traffic, and especially when you combine that with the smart cruise control. Stop and go traffic, the car is capable of braking and accelerating on its own, right, even down right to a stop, and kind of steering yourself, keeping you centered in the lane, and that takes all the pressure out of stop and go driving. So smart cruise control, a lot of people think cruise control at high speeds. That makes total sense. That's where you want to use it. But it really makes sense in traffic as well. Coming down here, automatic climate control here. Let's just pull it up in the main screen there. So you have the buttons right here, but I just hit this climate button here. What that climate button does here is allow you to see a full display. Normally it just pops down on the top, tells you what you're doing, and it disappears again. But this gives you an idea of what we're doing. If we cancel, if we just go the right side, we can turn that up, and we can turn, let's say, the right side down. And there you go. You can see you can really have a huge spread here, as big as you want. You can low to high. So there you go. So a lot of cars don't let you spread. Whoa, this is weird. Okay. A lot of cars don't let you spread. Let's sync it together. A lot of cars don't let you spread that much distance between temperatures, but of course this one does. Whether it delivers as good as that could be, you know, the 9-10 degree difference, maybe not. But the point is you can keep your car comfortable on one side and the other side for whatever you want to do. You can sync them together when you need to. And it is an auto climate control. And you can hear the fans were really picking up speed when I was playing with that. Well, I can also control that. So a lot of people, they don't like that fan speed really rushing at them. So then they start overpowering their automatic system and it becomes a manual system. This, you can just slow it down a little bit and allow that system to work like that. Push button gear shift. Apparently this is super controversial. I used to think I wasn't going to like it. I will say in this configuration with reverse neutral drive right here, park right there, it took me very little time to get used to this, and I actually kind of like it. So it does clean up the dash, make it easy. Heated steering wheel right there. Rump roasters right here. Drive modes, if you're American, you're about to get jealous. We have comfort, sport, and smart for the drive modes, and you guys have that as well. You guys have a snow mode, but we also have mud and sand mode because we have this terrain mode. So we've used these in the snow and various poor conditions on these videos here. And we can sort of show you how they work. They each give the car its own character, and it works very, very well. Parking beepers in the back as well. Hill descent control over there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go take your questions. So we got 63 people on. There's no reason we can't hit 60 likes. Let's do that. Let's just, everybody who's on right now, do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get a whole bunch of people to join us. If we all hit it together, it gets a whole bunch of people to join us. So let's go for 60 likes. We're at 36. Let's see what we can do. All right, turn the car off for a second. Climb it off first, car off. Let's go take your questions. It's going to go rear seat and trunk space. There's a really good reason to buy this car when we talk about the rear seat versus competitors, even competitors from Kia. I say that with the badge right there. All right, so we'll talk about why you may want to buy this one over the Kia Sorento, especially in this particular trim. So flip around here. Unfortunately, you're going to look at me for a second, but it allows me to see you while I'm answering your questions. Okay, so let's take your questions and then we'll talk about why this one's good. Using the drive or terrain modes, you need to push to get into a mode and how to get out of mode. So the drive modes, you rotate that knob from comfort, sport, and smart on the one side. and then you can push the button to the terrain mode and rotate the knob to go into snow or whatever. To switch a mode, just spin it to switch from the terrain side to the drive mode, then you touch the button in the center. So somebody said Kia Canada got a new website. They did. As of yesterday, they launched that. I rock my panel roof with shades open all winter on my K5. It's fantastic. Yeah, so there is a powered shade to cover the panoramic roof, and when it's there in your peripheral vision, it's like you don't even have a sunroof at all. I'm the kind of person that likes a lot of light in. There are people who decide they want a little more sound insulation because, of course, glass reflects sound and the panel absorbs sound. That doesn't bother me. I just turn the radio up louder. But if you want it to really quiet area, or if you want to lock out a lot of sunlight or keep it in for because the glass is cooler to the touch when you have a panel up there, it maybe insulates a tiny bit better. It is a power closing panel there. So there we go. Lane follow assist is heaven on long highway trips. Yes, I totally agree. I use lane follow assist all the time. And just so you guys know, we're got the doors open here. We're just venting this place out. That's why it's a little noisier than normal. But yeah, I use lane follow assist all the time, especially on the highway. How does the huge panoramic roof hold up in areas that experience extreme cold? Well, we had minus 29 here the other day. No problem. Like I said, if you want the panel closed for a little more insulation, you could. I don't think it bothers me much. I can feel temperature very well on my head compared to most people. It is maybe a tiny bit cooler to have the panel open or closed. And again, I perfectly designed for this test. But yeah, it's not really an issue for that kind of thing. If you press OK on the digital speedometer, it switches to miles per hour. Yes, that's correct. Is wireless CarPlay just for the phone usage, or would I see my apps on the screen? Oh, good question. So wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, it's not just for navigation. It can move several of your apps up there, but not every one of your apps. The apps have to be designed to work with the interface of the car. So you'll be able to look through the App Store or the Play Store to see which ones of them work with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, or you can just test it. When you plug it in, it'll make it work, and you can choose not to have every app. So if you don't want certain apps to be on your car, you can take them off. If maybe your child's phone's on there, you can set that off as well. Can you get this mile per hour for the speed gauge? We talked about that. Why is the driver floor rug so filthy? Simply because I'm a busy guy, and I don't have time to detail the car. So when the option comes to clean the car super well, or get the video done, we always decide to get the video done. There are plenty of dealers that decide to clean every car very well, but they don't do the videos, so you kind of get one or the other. So there we go. Yes, we are in Brantford, Ontario right now. Okay. I love how you address the lack of hair by being more sensitive to temperature changes. Well, yeah, it's part of what makes me me. It's part of what makes me cool, and like really cool in the winter, especially in the winter. I'm a big fan of toques, which if you're Canadian, you'll understand. If you're not, you'll probably have to look that up. Okay, I had the hybrid version of this car since May. Best car I've ever had. Yes, the hybrid is definitely a fan of mine. The reason I'm going to talk about this one right now, and when I say it might be better than the Kia competitor, sometimes people are talking about a fault with the Kia. And I don't think it's a fault with the Kia, it's a decision with the Kia. When you have the Kia with this engine and transmission combination, oh, my Nemesis is back with that light. Somebody parked a car too far back, so let's go. There we go, there's my light. When you get the Kia X-Line, which would be similar price to this, the Kia Sorento X-Line, you only have the option to have 2 seats, 2 seats, and 2 seats. Now this one doesn't have a third row seat, the Kia does. This one does have a bench seat across here though. So if you have 3 kids that you want to travel with and you want a lot of trunk space, you can put 3 people in the middle here where you can't do that on the Kia. And when I talk about specifically, we talked about the hybrid versus this, the X-Line is the entry level, the Sorento X-Line is the entry level into this engine, and that's the 2.5 turbo engine with an 8-speed dual clutch, wet clutch transmission. It is a powerful car. This car drives very well, has lots of power. It's the same engine I have in my Santa Cruz, and that means, yes, I bought the same engine transmission. One of my regulars is laughing about they're happy that I'm calling the light my Nemesis. That's because of exactly that regular. There's one regular on here which called the light my Nemesis, and yes, it's stuck. You've now influenced me, and that is my thing. I stole it from you, but you've influenced it. You can take credit for that all the time. So the big thing here with this bench seat is you still have good seat. You can't really move it forward or back, which is fine. Or maybe, no, you can't. Hold on. Am I wrong? No, you can't. Okay, that's what I thought. But you do have the ability to tilt this. So again, I'm sitting fairly upright, more upright than I'd like to be comfortable. So we're just gonna tilt it back a little bit here. And you can tilt it back a long ways. And really the reason to get the Santa Fe is probably comfort. It is just, again, these larger seats here are very comfortable. There is a ton of legroom here, so you can see my legs are flush on the seat. There is an armrest here. I can move my legs around. I'm very square here, so that's more comfortable than stretching your legs out. Good foot room underneath the seat. And they do a lot of things right back here. They have, over here, the little sunshade things that can pop up and click inside the door. They have LED lights, which is the nice white, bright LED lights. This roof liner is lighter color, which even with the darker leather makes this a bright, airy interior, which I quite like. They put a pocket back here with a plastic back seat, which is going really well so far. We've got 2 vents back here. We've got 2 USB ports back here. Everything is perfect except, as you know, I like to see when they have one pocket, just give us a second pocket. They didn't do that. So that's my only complaint back here. Very comfortable back here. And that's really what you're looking for, I think, in this trim line, or in this. Point out, when you're going on those long trips, you have really long roof rails. And a lot of people don't think about this, but you can get so many things up here, from a roof box to a ski box to canoes and kayaks to bicycles. A lot of SUVs, they have fairly short roof racks. It starts kind of from here and goes back. This one is very long. So the longer roof boxes, the longer canoes and kayaks and stuff like there, you've really got a good way to carry your luggage up there. Not a big issue. This car tows 3,500 pounds, so if you want to tow something, you can do that as well. And no power tailgate. That doesn't bother me at all. I know a lot of you really prefer the powered tailgates. Again, this is about a value model. We're not dealing with top of the line trims here, but you're getting, in my mind, a lot of the features people would want in the top of the line trims without putting extra money towards things that maybe you don't need as much. So technically the Tucson has more cargo space. Now I think that the Tucson only has more cargo space because Hyundai does not include this in their measurements. I could be wrong about that, but there is a tremendous amount of deep underfloor storage space right here and right over here as well. And that jack means it's not an inflator kit. You have a proper jack back here. So just so much underfloor storage space in this car. It's really impressive. No, we're back. Had some Wi-Fi issues today. I thought I was going to make it through and didn't make it through. So sorry about that, cutting out there. We are back. Anyways, good trunk space over here with the underfloor storage space. Let's do the teddy bear test so you can see when teddy bear fits this comfortably and this easy, and you see me just toss him in and I don't have to play with his legs too much or anything else like that. You can see it's a 2 teddy bear trunk and he's just got a lot of space. Now it's not Telluride big, it's not Palisade big. We did Tellurides yesterday, but it's pretty big back here. So it's pretty good. So yeah, good space for teddy bear. The other big thing you're getting here with the Trend package, that extra $2,100 or so on this Trend package. Where's the spare tire? Good question. Let's show you if I can. Got a camera mount that might go underneath. There we go. It's just underneath the rear bumper there. And the way you get to it is, nobody wants to climb underneath their car, right? So right down, I believe there. It could be somewhere else. I don't know if you can see that little line there, that circle there. So you pull something like that. You take the jack and you roll it down. It'll be, oh, maybe it's over here. Oh, camera mount. Come on, camera mount. Oh boy. Sorry about that, guys. Camera mount got a little confused. But yeah, you pop one of those, that type of thing out, you spin the jack and it lowers down so you can stay relatively clean. So yeah, Brantford Kia should ban internet use between. So here's the thing. We have phenomenal speed here. We've worked on that a lot. This is an outside issue that we're having right now. We've got everything possible inside to have the best internet. We still have an outside issue. So I'm not going to blame a company, but there is a certain company we'd like to make sure they do things better. All right, let's go lighting over here and jump in with the full lighting. Okay, so headlights on. So again, that LED package is added for the LED rear lights. Out front here, still an LED package out here as well. So you've got the daytime running lamps, which there's a lot of reflection right there. You can kind of see them there. They run almost, looks like they're running through there, but of course they're separate lights. Bright white LEDs right there, a little bit aimed slightly differently. And we should turn the signals on, we will, but then again, daytime running lights there, headlights right there, high beams over in the inside. That signal light there and high beam down there. This one has the sort of, not really chrome grille, it's more of a metallic grille, so it's not mirror finish, but it is kind of a nice metallic. It looks to me to be quite rich, quite nice, and again, it's not, the top of the line package. This isn't an inexpensive car at about $38,000 MSRP, but again, white lights, they don't look white on camera, but it was very, very white over here and in real life, and that helps you identify things. You guys are guessing the company, and all I'm going to say is that you're guessing the wrong company. All right, is 191 horsepower, 181 foot-pounds too slow? No. This one's got 281 and 311. That's a big jump. So if you're towing a trailer, if you've got lots of people in the car all the time, if you carry a lot of weight around, that might be not as much power as you want. Keep in mind, it used to be V6 engines on SUVs, had 180 horsepower back in the day. So it's not like it's not a lot of power. It's just there's so much more available nowadays. So this one with 281 and 311 foot-pounds of torque is very fast. Somebody is writing me in, it could be Korean, it could be Chinese, it could be Japanese. I don't know. But either way, I don't speak it. So just really want to show you right here. Flip around. Whoever's writing that, I don't speak that language. So if you want to let me know, let me know. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Rear lighting right here, you can see, again, these LED lights do not show up well on camera. That is an even looking light to me. Camera just is smarter than me and sees all the differences, but that is a cool looking, even filled light, and that looks really sharp there. It's Korean, there we go. If anybody can translate that for me. I usually use Google Translate when you comment in the comments, but if it's live, I don't speak that language, I'm sorry. So that's Korean. So hopefully somebody can translate that for me. All right, we're gonna go back, answer your questions right now. And what should be the final price for this car and taxes included? I have no idea. So here's the thing. I know people are surprised by this, but I spend zero time thinking or learning prices, basically because we have a sales team that does that. So, oh, somebody says that's a good car. You guys are awesome. It is a good car. Thank you for writing that in Korean. Anyways, pricing, I don't learn pricing breakdowns, that kind of thing. We have a really good sales team that does that. So Brantford Hyundai, Owen Sound Hyundai, we're filming in Brantford Kia here. They've got great people that can sort out that. So if you want to reach out to them, you can reach out to me and reach out to them. I'll help you out. But I don't know pricings on cars, how it breaks down per month. I don't even know what interest rate they are right now. So it's just not something I learned. All right, let's go back and see if I can answer some more questions here. Okay, Santa Fe is a car that many people in Korea ride. It's a very good car. There we go. Yeah, you can go online for the final price as well, that kind of thing. Hope the 2023 trend package gives us the digital driver's display. I don't expect a change in 2023. I could be wrong about that. They do have a digital display in here in the higher trims. And keep in mind, the preferred package is one step up from the base package, and then we're adding a trend option package on that. So you're dealing with a fairly lower level version of the Santa Fe here, and they've got to pick and choose which options are going to fit in there to hit the certain price points. I really like the way they package this. I think for the price you're getting, that engine, that 2.5 turbo, is a really nice engine to have. Great fuel efficiency on the highway, better than the base engine on the highway, and then lots of power. But yeah, if you're driving around town, it may not be the most efficient way, but then of course you've got the option of going hybrids, plug-in hybrids, that kind of thing. So, yeah, two nemesis, the lights and the Wi-Fi. Yeah, the Wi-Fi can be a difficult thing because I'm now on my personal Wi-Fi. Yes, we sell at MSRP. We're not selling these things with dealer markups. I hear about that all over the place. Somebody says, dumb question, does Brantford markup pricing? Markups are a problem in the States. Yeah, we don't do that here. So the dealers that we represent, we're not marking these cars up. We are customer focused, and that's what we're going to do. So, yeah. Maybe in the future the business changes, but there's no reason for us to do that right now in any way. Okay. I think that's all the questions we had here. Somebody came from another town. They love this car. Yeah, there we go. 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers. Oh, hold on. Takes time for the turbo kick in. Oh, they've got a different car. Okay. What is inventory like on this car right now? This car is in inventory right now. There's a chance that this particular car is in stock for me to test drive, for us to use, that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know what's in stock or what's out of stock at each individual dealer, but they can certainly work with you. What we're doing is there may be cars that are incoming. So let's say they're in transit. They're not on the dealer lot yet, but all of our dealers are now focused on selling some of that inventory that's incoming. So feel free to see if this car, sometimes you have to be flexible on color for that kind of thing, but you can feel free to see if those cars are coming in incoming at our dealerships. We're working with you to have these cars sold by the time they show up, and sometimes you can skip some of the waiting by being flexible on color and grabbing the first available one that matches your the trim that you want, and maybe not the color you need. So there we go. I got it in 1 month factory order, so that's pretty good. I think they're a little bit longer now, but this car is not that far. It's not like some of them that are way, way out. Is the Santa Fe overhead button cluster illuminated? Is the overhead button cluster illuminated in the Santa Fe? I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're going to leave it there. I think we're going to leave it there. So here's what's going on tomorrow. It has been raining all day here, and it is supposed to turn to ice and then turn to snow, which means I'm going to have a fun ride in. And I mean that. I like driving in that stuff. So it'll be fun for me to get in here tomorrow. But it will be a snow day tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're going to do. It will be something on the Kia lot because I don't want to have to drive a brand new car across town in a snowstorm, unless it's mine. So we will have a Kia here. Maybe we'll do something in the snow. Maybe we won't. But you should definitely join us tomorrow because we'll have some fun. We got to 69 likes. There's 87 people still on. If you want to hit a like button before we close out of here, that'd be great. And yeah. So yeah, it's been fun. And we'll see how things go tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a nice, fun ride in. And we'll talk to you then. Thanks everyone for watching.